the truck that I grew up in the back seat of. It's a 2002 Silverado 1500 HD that I purchased from my dad when I was in high school. Ever since then, I've been trying my best to make it an early 2000s pre-runner inspired, badass crew cab, flare side, fast ass hot rod truck, basically. I've pro-charged it and added a ton of awesome bolt-ons, but it's not quite done. So in this video, we're gonna dial it in and make it fast as hell. So let's get to work. Cool thing about Ron is it currently starts and idles. Sometimes. The problem with it though is idling is all it can do. It barely revs. It runs horribly lean. So hopefully I can limp it into the shop, we can get her going right. Over the past few months, behind the scenes, I've had a couple different friends work on the truck and figure out some things I screwed up, such as the map sensor that I did not install, which it needs, the O2 sensor, which did not work, making it borderline untunable, and a couple other things like that because I'm a dumbass. But basically now, the problem is the truck will idle, it sounds pretty good, but anytime you touch the gas, it cuts out, goes lean, does not run good at all. It's got good fuel pressure, but I think the culprit is the injectors. I believe I swapped in the wrong injectors when I put the truck together. I was supposed to use Deca 80s, and I think I put in 34 or 42 pounders, and they just can't handle any boost. That's at least what I hope the problem is. So that's what I'm gonna do first. Real quick though, thanks for putting up with my Thank you, Billy at Great Bills Automotive, and thank you, Frank at Bill's Service Center, and thank you to my tuner, Eric, for putting up with every piece of truck I bring you that never works. I hope I can make this one work. Start off by removing Mr. Charge Pipe. Excuse me. I've removed the bolts that hold the fuel rails on and dropped them to obscure places that will suck to reach. Oh, just skinned my finger. Covered it in gasoline. These injectors that came out of the truck are, I don't know where they came from, and I don't know what brand they are, so maybe that's a problem. But these injectors I do have that I know for fact are Deca 80s are different, they're longer. But to solve that, I have fuel rail spacers that will allow the fuel rail to fit. Injectors are all in, they seem to be fitting well. They're plugged in. I don't know if my Amazon plugs are gonna work. A lot of times I have to eradicate the plug and just solder them together, so. I'm going to use my ICT billet spacers and bolts and then hook the charge pipe back up and see if it works flawlessly. If it doesn't work flawlessly and it misfires, I'm gonna have to hardwire these adapters, which will be fun. Okay, Mr. Charge Pipe. That's pretty tight. And now you're pretty tight. Did I unplug anything else other than the map sensor? A lot of stuff going on here that needs tied up neatly. Injectors are plugged in. Fuel rail is tight, charge pipe is on and tight, map sensor's plugged in, maps plugged in. Does it start is the big question of the day. Mr. Ron Burgundy, will you wake up?
I don't see any leaks.
All right, I'm gonna go for the fire up. Whoa! Air fuel looks pretty good. Now will it rev? It has never done that before, ever. Y'all hear that? All right, I think I'm gonna tie up that wire. Cameraman. I've been putting this off for 2 months. Could I really have just swapped injectors in 20 minutes 2 months ago?
It's almost like that's what the tuner said.
That sounded good. That sounded like, whoppa!
What have we done to Mr. Ron Burgundy?
Mr. Ron Burgundy, good morning. Let me tie up your wiring. And then we'll put it in reverse and floor it into something. Now these Amazon injector adapters are super flimsy. The connections are not tight. So if all continues to go well, I think I'm gonna cut those out and actually solder and shrink wrap them. But for right now, I wanna see what happens when the truck tries to move under load. My tuner said he was able to get it to idle and even rev, but anytime you put it in reverse and hit the throttle, it would just cut out, spot or pop, not perform well. So hopefully we might have fixed that. I'm in reverse now. It sounds really good. I just want to take it like down the driveway and back and see if it moves. Hop in. This is my first time ever moving Ron at all with a supercharger on it. And of course, watching the air fuel gauge. Anytime I give it gas, it's rich instead of lean, so. And not pig rich either. Yeah, it's lean at like part throttle when you take off, so I definitely think my tuner hasn't gotten that far in the tune, so I'm not gonna go stomping on it, but I mean, it feels like it runs pretty good. It sounds so good. Yeah, definitely popping, farting, doesn't want to know if it's lean or rich or what. Way better than I thought it would be after just swapping the injectors. I hear a Pro Charger on Ron Burgundy. I can't do anything fun yet. I gotta solder in those connectors, and I gotta get a real tune in this so I don't immediately just melt a piston. But well, mild is successful. Let's solder those things in now. That sounds pretty good. Now I did use Amazon injector connectors to connect those Deca 80s to the factory truck harness, and they have a really faulty connector that I had issues with on Hot Tomato, so I'm cutting those connectors out and soldering the wires together. Check it out. That's the adapter, this is the stock connector, and they pull apart super easily. However, when you solder them together, they literally can't pull apart. And you could even shrink wrap them, and then it's like they came that way. And about 30 minutes later, we are soldered in. I hope I did it right. I have to start it and make sure that it still works. It's fairly simple. There's only 2 wires per injector, so not much to screw up. First things first. Does she still start? Seems like it runs like normal. All right, I'll see you when it's on the trailer. There she is, all loaded up. Cameraman's gonna help me out and drop this off at the dyno tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll get some footage of it not blowing up when it goes on the dyno. See you then.
One eternity later.
It is a beautiful Saturday in October, and I finally got a text from my tuner buddy Eric that Ron's hitting the dyno. I really hope it doesn't blow up. I'm driving there right now to watch it possibly blow up. So we'll see what happens. Currently on the dyno, it's getting dialed in slowly by my buddy Eric, who's tuned all of my LS stuff and struggled with it every single time. They're a little sketchy most of the time too. Yeah, but it's sketchy pieces of junk. Well, where are we right now?
Bill Service Center in Top County, PA.
That's right. There's a dyno right here with this piece of shit strapped to it, and I'm very nervous about it. The truck just hit a rev limiter at 3,500 RPM. Why is that?
This is my anti-com rev limiter for the base tube, so we didn't blow it up before I got there. I forgot it was there.
That sounds good. That sounds good as hell. I don't know, it's kind of gutless. That's not that bad.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
As you can see, Ron Burgundy is now back from the dyno. We were able to milk 411 horsepower out of it, which isn't terrible with its gigantic wheels sucking up a lot of it. But the big problem is it has no intercooler on it. I was planning on doing meth injection, but I didn't because I was lazy. And the intake air temps on this truck, after one quick dyno pull, got up to 210 degrees, I think. So if I were to drive it like that and do an actual maybe first and second gear pull, I'd probably blow the motor up. So because of that, the maximum timing Eric was able to put into it was 14 degrees total. So there's a ton of power left on the table. The problem is I needed an intercooler. So I have an intercooler kit on order. I'm gonna install that very soon, but while I wait for it, we may as well work on getting the truck closer to finished. We've got paint work to do, exhaust work to do. There's some body parts missing. So let's get right to it. Let's start installing finishing Ron Burgundy. Come on, let's go. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Let's put it on the lift and not touch any of that. Ron Burgundy's exhaust system currently consists of long tube headers that my dad installed in 2005, this custom Y-pipe that I fabricated fresh out of high school, and a 3-inch side dump that I installed in the last video for temporary use. Now the problem is I'd like to run true dual 2.5-inch exhaust, but the issue with that is the hardware on the headers is all rust welded together. The O2 sensors are a literal nightmare, and honestly, I don't want to mess with any of that. So what I'm gonna do is start right here. I'm gonna cut off that Y pipe and install an X pipe in its place, and then we can run true dual 2.5 all the way out the back. Let's start by doing some cutting. Feels like I just made this yesterday. This stainless is very hard on saw blades. 2 saw blades destroyed trying to remove this Y pipe. Hey, whoever fabricated this must have been a badass motherfucker. Okay, blade number 3, let's finish the job. All right, wow. I have destroyed 3 Sawzall blades, and the Y pipe is still kind of together, but thankfully it's not together enough to stay on. All right, Y pipe and 3-inch single off. How far off is this X pipe? That thing's about ready to slide the hell on. Oh, that's real nice. It's almost as if the Y pipe and X pipe have the same distance between their inlets. That's so nice. Here's where I'm at now. I've cut out these little turn downs, and then I have some 45s. So my plan is shove the turn downs in the X pipe, like so, and then we'll use the 45s to be about at the level we need to be. We might need to do some trimming here and there, but this is generally the area I want to stay. I've got my little down pipe / straight angles tacked together here, so now I'm gonna get my long 2.5-inch stainless pipes and slip them over. 1, 2, oh yeah. Oh, that looks real nice, buddy. Real nice and even and straight. Damn, I like that a lot. Feels so good when something like is going together neatly. Now I can mock up my mufflers. My mufflers of choice for this truck are my very own Speedy Smooths. I'm doing this because this truck has a lot of exhaust pipe length, which tends to make it more blatty and obnoxious. And these mufflers are a straight through high performance design, as you probably already know. And they're gonna make the truck sound nice and clean, hopefully. It'll still be loud as hell because I'm doing tailpipes and everything, so it's gonna scream, it's gonna slap, and it's gonna sound nasty, but hopefully tame enough that it's respectable. Look at that logo right there. Sexy as hell. Woo! Those look good. As always, available on my website, speediesequipment.com. Let's back the truck up on those beautiful mufflers because I almost screwed everything up. I tossed those mufflers on and they were aimed right at this shock right here. And the exhaust is supposed to run to the left of the shock. So what I just did is I cut all the tack welds to the X pipe and I just shifted everything so that it's now at an angle instead of straight up and down. And this actually looks a lot better and tucks up next to the frame even nicer anyways. So now I just have to re-tag it to the X pipe and then we can put our mufflers on. That is much better. I even mounted the mufflers at an angle so they're tucked up a little higher next to the frame and they're looking good. Now let's hopefully pop this entire exhaust system off. Ooh, there it is. That'll be better once it's all welded together. All right, what I've done is tacked my X pipe in place. And by tacked, I mean laid down some 1.5-inch long beads on either side, just so that the X pipe will not want to move, the exhaust will not want to shift and shimmy around. And now I can take my Speedy's equipment, slip band clamps that will be restocked very soon, and I will use them to secure the X pipe to the existing exhaust. This way I can cut those welds off if I ever want to remove it, and it's super easy. And these help keep it from leaking, help keep it nice and tight, and it's gonna sound awesome, and everyone's gonna love it.
Nice tight seal. I'm pausing on my exhaust journey to install my rear bumper only because I want to run tailpipes on this, and I need to have the bumper on to make sure I route the pipe correctly and also make sure it looks good with the bumper. So I've ordered the right one. If you remember the last video of Ron, I ordered the wrong one. Step side bumper, eBay. I think it was like 300 bucks. So hopefully it looks good. It's gonna have to go under. Bumper installed, and as tight as 4 bolts is gonna get it. Nice. I bought these tailpipes about 6 to 8 months ago and then let them sit outside for all of that time. So these stainless tailpipes, I think, go together like this, but we're about to find out maybe the hard way, if I'm right or wrong. These are the stainless steel tips I'm gonna use, and basically, I want them exiting out the sides at some sort of angle, because that's the way Papa John had it when I was a kid. He had Gibson dual exhaust with the factory cats and his headers. It exited right here with similar style tips, and it sounded decent. I won't say it sounded as good as what I'm about to put on, but I just missed that look. I missed the true duals out the back. It's gonna be badass, so hopefully these tailpipes don't require too much fabrication for that. We gotta find out though. Excuse me. Please fit perfectly without issue. I gotta trim the front. Before I cut that, I think there's a real chance I had it backwards. Oh yeah, what a miracle it is. I did not go straight to cutting. And just in case you're wondering, I eyeballed everything on that true dual exhaust I made yesterday. So this stock style dual tailpipe assembly is not going to fit normal. I'm gonna have to modify it. I've gotten my tailpipes mocked up almost perfectly. Don't worry, they're not gonna exit here. That looks stupid. My main issue is getting them over the axle. I have them touching. I will tack them together so they don't break loose, they don't become cattywampus. And I'm gonna use this as my baseline to do my angled side exhaust. Because as you can see, the exhaust is at the same side to side level, it's at the same distance from the middle, and it's gonna look awesome once it's out the side. So I'm gonna tack it to the mufflers, I'm gonna tack it together, and then I'm gonna cut it up and make something cool. No going back on those tacks now, so let's dice it up and do some toss out the sides. Before I cut the ends of these tailpipes off and make something new, I'm gonna weld hangers before my angles. So these tailpipes are fully supported and no amount of fabrication on the end is going to mess with their perfect fitment right now. That is never moving, even if I wanted to. That's gonna work great. Oh, another very sturdy tailpipe. Boom! Goes the dynamite. Thanks, cameraman. The tips are, at this rate, going to be tucked in too far, I think. And the small issue I have is I cut them in damn near the same spot, level with the end of this trailer hitch. And this one is further back than that one. So that's okay because I need a little angle here anyways. Boom, it's gonna look like that. Oh, it's gonna look so good. I'm getting excited, dude. I'm really trying to mimic the way the exhaust originally came out of this truck when I was a young lad. So I'm kind of just tacking these tips together in a way that I can still kind of move them around. I'm going for that sort of tucked and dump look, just a little bit, not crazy. Remember, do not use safety squints like me. I'm kind of a dumbass. All right, we got a nice, sexy tuck and dump on this one. I've got the center line marked from this spot to this bumper, and both tips are kind of near the back side of that center line. There's a good amount of eyeballage going into this. It's not looking bad, honestly. Pull that down a little bit, pick this up a little bit. I'm gonna tack it just like that. That one's locked in pretty much. I like how that looks sweet. The good thing about this setup is you can really only see it on one side or the other. If I put my head on this tire, my finger fits perfectly in the offset of this tip. Same thing here, head on the tire, a little less than the offset, so that means I'm gonna give it a little push towards the back. They're honestly pretty spot on. All right, so sticking out from the body, I got one pointer finger's worth here, Oh, and another pointer finger's worth right there. Dude, we're pretty eyeball even right now, okay? I've only measured once. Let me pop the garage open and look at it before I weld it home. All this is looking badass, so I'm gonna melt it together permanently and hope that it all stays. And I'm done. Wow, I forgot how much work it was to install tailpipes and try to make them look good. And I don't know if I say it enough, but I've never claimed to be a great welder. Okay, I think I'm somewhere between 6-month-old exhaust shop apprentice and blind, depending on the project. But this turned out pretty damn cool. If I'm being honest, there has never been an exhaust system on Ron that I've really loved. I've probably had, I don't know, 5 different setups on it. Never loved the sound because it was always a single 3-inch or true dual with no crossover. Never quite sounded right. I really hope this sounds right. My heart's racing a little bit. That was a lot of work. I'm not lying. That sounds a lot like it did when I was young. That sounds good. It's nice and tame. I actually like that. You can hear the blower over the exhaust.
You gotta go listen to that back there. That sounds pissed off. That sounds good. That sounds really good. That sounds scary. I'll be honest, I wanted it a little bit louder, and it does have those high flow cats on it that may or may not be totally gutted. Allegedly, I don't know. I think that actually quieted it down a good bit, but it sounds really, like, classy. It's Ron Burgundy, baby. We're supposed to say classy on that. What do you think, J-Man? I think it's perfect. What do you think, Aiden?
It's aggressive. When it finally opens up, it's aggressive.
Hey, that's a speedy smooth for you. That is tame until you floor it. Hopefully, the last mechanical thing I have to tackle is installing an intercooler. Now, if you haven't put it together, I'm completely ignorant to boost, so I didn't think the intercooler was gonna be that important, but the detrimental, dangerous intake air temps taught me otherwise very quickly. I'm gonna pop my grill off here, which is fine because I gotta swap my headlights anyways, and I have to dream up a way to mount an intercooler here. I'm gonna pause on deciding where to put this intercooler, and I'm just gonna start with easy disassembly. Now, I'm gonna have to do some adjustments. The original plan was to take this blower off and reclock the turbine housing so that it was aimed up, but then I realized it would hit the hood and it wouldn't work. So where it's aimed right now will work. I'm just gonna have to get creative with piping. And I'm not even sure where that piping's gonna go yet. So let me play with this right now. This may not be as easy as I thought, but nothing ever is. What I've landed on here is basically clocking this charge pipe to this position here. This gets it taking air in from the left so we can go around, in on the driver's side, out the passenger side, back up into the intake that way. The only issue is this coupler right here that goes to the intake goes from 3-inch to 4-inch and it's 90 degrees. What I really need is a 45 degree because that will get this pipe inlet over here a little more forwards and also aimed sideways. That's what we want. So I got that on order. So this is generally where it's gonna be. I'm gonna leave it right there and I'm gonna play with the boost pipe to the intercooler. Boost to intercooler and then charge pipe, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on it. And what I have here is a universal intercooler piping kit that I got off Amazon, of course. Now hopefully this U-pipe here can do that. I might cut it here so it's close. Cutting aluminum sucks. I hate cutting aluminum and I'm not looking forward to this.
A few moments later.
You know, I know aluminum handles heat better, but I could also just fabricate these charge and boost pipes out of stainless steel exhaust tubing and weld it Let me preface this with, I'm not that good at TIG, and I've never TIGged aluminum, let alone successfully, and I don't really have the time to learn right now. So my big reasoning for doing this is I hate cutting aluminum. It sucks, it's annoying. So if I'm gonna be doing all this cutting and beveling, I may as well just do the same amount of cutting, but easier, half the beveling, and need half the silicone, and I may as well just use 4 of these instead of 8 and fabricate it out of stainless, because I have all the exhaust piping in the world. Hello, it's the next day, and the 3-inch intercooler I bought that was supposed to be delivered by now has no shipping updates and does not appear to be here on time. I need to get this done quickly, so I think I'm going to just bite the bullet and install this 2.5-inch intercooler that I accidentally bought last week, along with 2.5-inch charge pipes. I did some research, and this might hurt horsepower. I might lose like 1/2 to 1 pound of boost at super high RPM. I don't really think it's gonna make that much of a difference. We might lose 20 horsepower, but this thing's a boat. It's not gonna be that fast anyways, and I need to get it done. So I can't sit around and wait for this stupid 3-inch intercooler. And also, if you look here, this 2.5-inch intercooler basically fits perfectly in this area. I could not go any bigger. And because it has that 2.5-inch outlet size right there, it will be able to go right underneath the frame rail. The 3-inch will sit higher and it'll actually run right into the frame rail, so I'll have more trouble trying to make that fit. So honestly, I will eat the 20 horsepower for ease of install and the fact that I can do it right now. So let's get to fabricating. Here you go. 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 First pipe cut. The 2.5-inch coupler seemed to slide onto the supercharger without much issue, so I'm confident they might work maybe. And here's our first pipe right there. A nice little U guides it right past the pulleys. So what I'm going to do now is just get a 45 and I'm going to aim it straight down to the outside of this frame rail. Very nice. Ooh, damn, I couldn't have planned that better. Okay, first piece. Should aim down that away pretty nicely. Why yes, I am aware that the MIG welded stainless steel boost pipe is not the greatest way of doing things, but it's the way I'm gonna do things. That is temporarily held together. We're not crushing anything, we're not hitting anything. All right, actually looks pretty good. Cameraman raised the concern of getting this out. And this is the point where we see, can we get it out in one piece without breaking any of my tack welds? I think we can, but I also don't really know. The removability of my custom one-piece charge pipe is proving to be a mild challenge. Maybe we'll remove it from the top. Oh yeah, I think that'll be easier. The problem is we have a pretty tight angle on both the top and the bottom, thanks to yours truly. I hope this fits when I weld it all back together. Oh, this is scary. Yes. Okay, that's a huge pain in the ass. You can see I made a couple tack welds that I could not see. So I will now try to weld this together beautifully, especially at the top where people can see it. The rest, no promises.
While Tom wastes his time on that, we're doing the actual important stuff, trying to make the paint job look better by wet sanding it. You said to use 320, right?
No, I want 80 grit, please.
You want that patina.
Yeah. Okay, this entire charge pipe, intercooler pipe is done except for this. Now I'm using exhaust tubing. I'm not using that aluminum intercooler piping kit. That piping kit has a sort of bevel on all the ends so that the clamp really keeps that silicone coupler on. It doesn't want to fall off. You see that right there? I want to mimic something like that using the welder. So what I'm gonna do is turn the welder way down so that it doesn't penetrate that well and it kind of bubbles up and stacks up. It's gonna be a real ugly weld, but hopefully I can do it without blowing a hole in the pipe. And I might not go all the way around, but I just want to stack a nice dime so that intercooler pipe does not want to come off. I've never done it like this before. Never actually done this before at all. So we'll see how it goes. Damn. As soon as it heats up, it starts penetrating, but a little lower I'll go. Maybe I'll turn the wire speed up so it stacks it up a little higher. Basically, I'm purposefully welding this badly. I just burned my fingers. I grabbed it right with my fingers. So as you can see, it started off as bad as humanly possible, which I will fix with a grinder. But as it went on, you could see my technique cleaned up just a touch. Thankfully, this would be hidden under that silicone and nobody will ever see it ever. And I'm really glad about that. My other welds though didn't come out too bad. Like you can see here, I have no shame. I almost went off the beaten path because it was dark and I couldn't see, but I fixed it, it's fine. Accidentally tack welded it right there, but the rest of it's not totally hateful. Trigger weld Tommy, that's me, buddy.
We are done with the 1200 grit and we are now moving up to 2000. That's still ugly.
I made the bottom look halfway decent, but the top is hideous. Damn, I look completely incompetent where everyone can see. I hate it when that happens. I'm finding this really aggravating that the one spot that everyone will see under the hood looks like dog shit, and I am going to risk it for the biscuit and stack a big old dime over it, so hopefully it looks more uniform. This could either go mediocrely well or really bad. I'll take it.
All right, now the wet sanding is done. We're gonna hit it with the cut with this wool pad, and then soft polish with this orbital. That's broken, by the way. That vibrates my hand at an alarming speed. I went to the doctors. They said I have carpal tunnel, so it's not good.
My driver's side boost pipe is done. I hit the top part of it with some clear coat so I don't have to constantly polish it, and the pretty side doesn't rust. So I went ahead and replaced this coupler right here with a 45, just like I said the other day. Now this is aimed perfectly sideways, horizontally. So I'm gonna hit it with a right angle to go down and then over around the frame into the intercooler. Basically the same thing I did on the first side, but a little simpler.
All right, the cut is done. Now it's time for a polish.
Dude, good job, J-Man.
Thanks.
I spray painted that like 4 or 5 months ago, and that came out damn good. Needs a little bit more, but that's better than I expected it would look. Can't even tell where the old paint stops and the new paint starts. Hey Josh, do you want to do the fenders and the hood too?
I'm kind of hungry. I'm tired, so maybe if you feed me.
I'm not gonna do that. Getting somewhere. Hopefully this is the last cut I have to make. This pipe, that pipe, tack it, weld it, fit it, boom! Passenger side, charge pipe is tacked up. Real ugly like. I'm gonna weld it and then put it in. That looks real bad. Maybe I'll paint it black. Do not look closely at what I've made because it does not look good. The good news is it's done. Wow, everyone says. Tom, please never touch a welder again, everyone says. Don't worry, I won't until next week. All right, I'm going to let those dry and I'll be back tomorrow to install them, and then we'll button up the entire truck and maybe, if we're lucky, even get a dyno tuned. We are back. Hopefully this is the last day of the Ron Burgundy thrash. Josh and Declan have been buffing hard. The bed is looking incredible on both sides.
Now we're gonna do the fenders and the hood.
It looks like you're like halfway there.
Yeah, there's not much clearer on that fender. That took like 2 minutes.
Intercooler piping is installed. Tightening the last 2 clamps now. I really hope these don't blow off. It's sturdy. I haven't even mounted the intercooler to the truck's chassis, but I almost don't have to because everything is so tight. What I'm doing now is cutting a hole in my pre-runner skid plate so that the intercooler can get better airflow. I was gonna do like 5 speed holes, but I kind of think a solid shape cut out of it will look a little better and it's easier. All right, that's pretty cool. It's my guitar. It's my Guitariano. The cutoff wheel got a little excited on some of the corners, but that actually looks super badass. I should probably put a little like mini spoiler under this intercooler to get direct air up into it, but besides that, it's damn near done. That was really bad when we started. Remember how I like layered it in spray paint and spray paint clear coat, and it was already spray painted really badly? Look at that. J-Man's detailing for you. See this mounting tab on top of the intercooler? I was getting lazy. I was gonna go without mounting the intercooler properly, but I decided it would be really easy to just take these pieces of scrap steel and weld them to the frame right here, and then we could just hold that intercooler in one solid place with them. So I am going to do that now and probably burn the hell out of myself. I don't think that's gonna move. And just like that, I have kind of legitimate looking, very easy to tighten intercooler mounting bolts. My second to last repair here on the motor is this. Not that the truck even really uses the mass airflow sensor for anything other than like the first 5 seconds of it running. It's sucking air from right above the header, and while I'm not really gonna fix that, I'm gonna make it slightly better by adding an angle upwards. So maybe it doesn't suck so much hot air. I don't know if it'll make any difference at all. I don't know if this is gonna do that much, but it might angle it up a little. What's so funny, J-Man?
Nothing.
Okay, after a lot of hard work and determination, my air intake is getting air from 4 inches higher than it was before. I'm sure that's gonna make such a drastic performance difference. All right, I'm completing the final task of this intercooler install, which is extend the hose that goes to the wastegate. And it's extended, it's in. It's tight. I don't see any leaks in our future. Now what I want to do is start the truck up, let it warm up a little, and see if I rev the piss out of it, will it blow any of these intercooler hoses off? That looks so cool down there. You hear that? So tame, yet so mean. That looks pretty good too. I'm happy with that. I'm not sure why it's sputtering when I gun it like that. I'm gonna rev it a few more times before it, but it is on a safe bass tune, and it is intercooled now. Probably could take it for a little spin, just to see if those charge pipes come off, you know? Any boost. It sucks and then it inflates, so it looks like it's making boost. My charge pipes are still on it. I'm inclined to be an idiot and floor it once. It's not acting like it's making any boost at all. Yeah. No boost. We got something going on. No boost. Something's not right. Not making boost at all. Something is wrong. Oh, hello. Today is hopefully the actual real last day of wrenching on this truck. I'm starting off by removing this intercooler that appears to not be flowing any air. It is actually flowing some air, but not nearly enough, especially not enough to make a boost. And I've been talking to my tuner, and we both agree it's probably the dirt cheap Amazon intercooler that has questionable reviews, because we could feel it flowing air through, but when everything's connected, as you saw, the intake charge pipe sucks in, meaning it's sucking more than it's blowing. And it's forced induction, it's supposed to be blowing. You get what I'm saying? I'm really disappointed though, because I spent a lot of time yesterday fitting everything up and making mounts for this beautiful intercooler, and it's being a real pain in the ass. Okay, Mr. Amazon intercooler. According to the reviews on Amazon, The fins are busted, and yeah, it kind of looks like the fins are really busted. Now I have this one. This one is actually a little smaller, but the fins are not busted. I don't know, I'm gonna put it in and see what happens. I really hope I could just fix this thing in 5 minutes. That would be so nice. We just go to the dyno, and we could have fun, and we could laugh and sing and dance, right? Amazon intercooler number 2. I did accidentally buy this one, thinking it was a 3-inch at the start. Hopefully it flows. Let's find out. Not feeling overly positive about it, but let's try. Sounds so nice. It sucks. Okay, experiment of the day number 2. Eradicate any intercooler. That's just a straight piece of aluminum pipe. If it's not building boost now, something else is very wrong. Well, the intercooler is the problem. Yeah, it turns out the cheapest Amazon intercoolers that get delivered the fastest don't work. Because I basically can't do anything performance-wise in the truck, I'm gonna take care of the rest of the cosmetics, starting with my eBay headlights. If you don't know, eBay headlights last 1 year before they turn yellow. But they're so cheap, you can just replace them every year that it starts to bug you and it doesn't really matter that much. So these are going in the trash. Even though we already saw it like this. Uno, dos, tres, and boom! No, you don't have an intercooler yet, but woo! Oh, hell yeah. She ain't never been this shiny. It needs a good wash, a good dust down, a good scrub, and an intercooler, but it looks pretty damn good. So I'll talk to you tomorrow when I put an intercooler on it, and hopefully it's perfect and gets dyno tuned and has no problems. Oh, hello, I'm back. And I have a Mishimoto intercooler, and I really, really hope it works. Because if it doesn't, well, A, that looks pretty bad on Mishimoto, and B, it looks kind of bad on me. We've proven that by bypassing the intercooler, the truck still makes a boost normally, so I sure hope this is the last time I have to do this. Mr. Fake Intercooler, adios. Mr. New Intercooler, please fit. Mishimoto intercooler's installed. This one was the hardest one yet. I actually had to unbolt my pre-runner bumper because the Mishimoto is hitting the frame. So hopefully it works. And then I have to kind of remount this pre-runner bumper a little bit. And obviously my super nice intercooler mounts I made last week are not gonna work at all. I'm gonna have to cut them off. But I just hope it works. I'll let it warm up a little bit and then we're gonna see what happens. No suck? Now again, we're still on the base sort of safe tune with really conservative timing. It's not building boost at low RPM, but I don't know if it's gonna. That's why I gotta take it out and give her a rip and just see what happens. It's only making like 2 pounds of boost. Why is it only making 2 pounds of boost? It made 12 pounds of boost on the dyno. It's slow. Just like it was before, it's still slow. And it's only making like 4 pounds of boost. Is that an intercooler problem? Does Mishimoto suck too? My tuner said the 2.5-inch charge pipe should not be a problem at all. It's no faster than it was before at all. B, it's not making much boost. I mean, it's a little quicker. maxing out at 4 pounds of boost. I mean, granted, I do think it's a little faster. All right, I'm gonna load this onto the trailer. We're gonna make another super long trip to Mexico, and then I'll unload it. It's gonna be a couple days before we film anything. So the truck will be nice and cool by then, and we'll go out and see what happens. And we'll edit it with CGI to make it look as if we're going much faster than we actually are. We've made it to Mexico. It's taken so long. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for a single second gear pull, and we're gonna see if it makes more boost than 5 pounds on this gauge. I can only do this once, because if I do it more than once, we might actually seriously blow the motor up because the intake air temps get really hot. So I'm gonna find a nice secluded road in Mexico, of course, and I'm gonna hit it. I mean, it made 7 pounds there. I'm gonna cruise for a while. We're just gonna enjoy Mexico, and then we're gonna do a single first gear pull. And if it goes over 7 PSI, then I think there's a problem. It went over 9 pounds on the gauge. I shouldn't be losing 4 pounds in just the intercooler. Let me talk to my tuner again. We're back, and I've reached a conclusion. I tossed that Mishimoto intercooler back in, so the truck is now making 5 pounds maximum. However, we've done some thinking, and Papa John has done some physics, chemistry schooling on my brain, and we think it's possible that it's reading less boost because the intercooled air is colder, cold air is more dense, but has less pressure. We also noticed when we drove Ron with no intercooler and it hit 9 pounds, it didn't really feel any faster than the colder 5 pounds. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna take it to the dyno and have him throw more timing at that nice cold 5 pounds. 5 pounds is a safe level anyways for the stuff I'm gonna do with this truck, driving it, maybe towing with it, so I don't really care. It's gonna run a lot better. And in the future, if I wanna change the intercooler to a bigger one, which could help, or maybe pulley it and retune it, we could make it faster, but for today, I think we're gonna be happy with 5 pounds of nice cold intercooled boost, because I am getting antsy. I wanna get a dyno tune on this thing, see what it does with this setup. So let's just go to the dyno, we'll see what happens. Can't hurt, right? Hey, we're at low timing and 5 pounds of boost. How we stack up against my Cummins? Ready? We don't stack up at all. We're back at Bill's Service Center in Kenneman, PA. My buddy Eric is gonna throw this thing down and see if it makes better than 411 wheel. I hope it does, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna drive it through the concrete wall. So it just made 270 wheel horsepower and a max of 3 pounds of boost. And Eric made the genius realization that the crank is not pinned, meaning the LS damper that is just a machine fit and doesn't have a keyway might be spinning because the blower is under more load. And I just checked the crank bolt and it is finger loose right now. So we're gonna tighten it and see if it makes more boost. It worked?
No, it's worse.
Oh. We're on the way home from the dyno in Ron Burgundy, and while that was really bad news, it honestly feels good, because I thought I was going crazy. I thought there was something terribly wrong with my home-built intercooling system, and it's not. I think that crank pulley spinning is the problem. So thank God Frank, the awesome guy that was just there, has a crank keyway drilling kit that he lent me, and I have a stock crank pulley at home. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna toss that pulley on, I'm gonna drill it, I'm gonna key it, and then we're gonna come back to the dyno, and hopefully we're actually gonna put down some boost. We're sitting here laughing right now because we spent all day talking ourselves into, oh, it feels faster, it's better. Oh, it was making like no boost. It might actually be fast when we do this. So I'm gonna go do it right now. Hey cameraman, you know how Ron's doing?
How's Ron doing?
He's feeling cranky. I'm not even gonna let it cool off. Step 1, remove belt. Yo, what up, Jamie? Hey, crank's not loose yet. Perfect. Crank bolt. I'm happy to say that wasn't terribly loose. First rather terrifying thing before I even look at that pulley, how's the crank? Crank's not really a worry. That means my guess is this wear is in the pulley. Yes. Hello, crankshaft pulley that I bought a year plus ago. Welcome. Not the way to start one of these at all. But the crank's already turned anyway, so whatever. Where's the bolt that I'm gonna use for the 3rd time? Even though they're supposed to be used once.
That hole that you put in the skid plate seems pretty useful.
It actually is kind of useful for this. Dude, immediately after putting this in, I'm going to go and immediately beat the out of the truck. I cannot wait. This dowel pin plus 1/8 of an inch is what I'm gonna drill into the crank. I'm gonna start by actually installing this on the crank though. I didn't know this was a thing, everybody. Like, I know that LS cranks are not keyed, and I've always thought it's dumb because Ford cranks are keyed, and I'm used to it. LS is stupid for that. But never have I boosted something again, so. It's like spaceship technology to me. I have my drill bit here. I have measured and marked the total depth this drill bit needs to go in. So the depth of that little spacer that aligns this drill bit, plus the depth of the dowel pin, plus 1/8 of an inch. And I'm gonna hopefully drill this easily. I've got everything oiled up, so I'm not gonna burn this blade. And hopefully it all goes smooth. That's it. We are drilled. Looks like I didn't completely destroy anything. That's good. I'm gonna blow all that out really good. Take the tool out, put it all back together. I should have put on safety glasses for that. That hole looks awesome. Not the first time I said that today. And we have a dowel. That's cool. Where's my brand new bolt at? I'm gonna get a little Loctite on it.
That's how much I put on. How much do you?
That is all perfect now. That was the right torque spec. Now for reassembly and a test drive in the nice cool evening where I'm sure it's going to make 1,000 horsepower. Let's hope for boost. And it made 4 pounds again. Why is it getting squeaky? That didn't sound good.
Nice.
Oh! Uh-oh. The belt's the weak link now.
Oh, what'd you do?
Oh, hi, Mike. Hi. Do you have a 15mm wrench on you? No. I'm just gonna cut this whole belt off. Bye-bye. What I'm hypothesizing is hopefully the AC belt flung off and then took the main belt with it. I think that squeaking might have been the AC belt, and then the horrible squeaking was the main belt. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is now that we've keyed the crank, this will be a problem all the time. We're gonna start it and rev it and see if the belt flies off. Rev it like to red line. Maybe it was just the AC belt that took it. We're about to find out. All right, well that was a miracle. 2 friends just rolling up behind us with tools. Didn't even plan it. This time I'm gonna go for 2nd gear. And I hope the belt doesn't fly off, but we're gonna find out. Get up to 50. Wide open throttle. 5 pounds there. Whoa, that was fast though, holy shit. This gauge is only saying 5 pounds at wide open throttle, but it's better than 2. So back to the dyno we go, I guess. Yo, just found this shit, bro. I ain't sprayed it once in my life. I was born with it. You ain't never gonna catch me spraying this. Yeah. Whether I like it or not, today is the actual last day of Ron Burgundy. I have to finish the video today, and I have an appointment at the dyno in an hour and 45 minutes. So whether I like it or not, Ron's getting dyno tuned today. It's getting dialed in, whether it makes 300 real horsepower or not. So in a final Hail Mary attempt at squeezing out a little more boost, I bought one more intercooler. One more Mishimoto intercooler. This one is a 3-inch. It is larger dimensionally, and hopefully I can squeeze it in there and neck up my intercooler tubes and just make maybe 2 more pounds of boost. Give me 7. Come on, give me 7. Hello, beautiful. I do think I'm gonna have to remove my skid plate for good. Not even mad about it. This is my new skid plate. I hope to see you again, Mr. Skid Plate. Please fit somehow. This one is 3 inches wider than the old one, so its fitment is far from guaranteed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's about all she wrote. Okay, 3-inch intercooler. Does that look really stupid? Mildly, but if it works, it works. Please work, please. We're Gucci, man. Let's go for a ride. Oh, dude. I saw over 6 pounds on the little rev. Yes, it's working! Before it did not have any boost at low RPM at all. You had to get to like 5 grand before it even gave you any PSI. Oh, it's different. Sometimes that Hail Mary parts order works. It's faster. 7. Yes. Oh my God, dude. Oh, hell yeah. Solid week of fighting with this stupid intercooler. Literally, it's been a week since I made my charge pipes. Oh, I'm so happy. And this is on conservative timing. It kind of hauls ass, dude. I'm excited. More than 411 horsepower, please. That sounds a lot better than it did last time. It sounds badass. I'm not mad at 7 pounds. I'll take it.
I'll just watch that, and I want to watch motocross and drink Miller Lite.
Run number 2, boys.
That sounds good.
356.
That's better.
That's exactly what we wanted, boys.
That second run was at 16 degrees of total maximum timing, so there's a little bit of room to grow. Eric said he doesn't want to go over 20. I say let's blow it up. Just kidding. That would make me really sad. Run 4, no air filter. From just the air filter, or did you lean it out at all?
It did make about another pound of boost.
This time, we're gonna run it again. It cooled off, still no air filter, and he's gonna lock the converter, which could destroy the converter, but if he thinks it's about to, he's gonna let off. So hopefully it makes more power. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Lock converter, no air filter, does the trick. Let's go.
Now it's time for run number 6. It's cooled off a little bit more. He's gonna keep the converter locked, and he leaned it out a little bit up top and added 2 more degrees of timing. So it's party time. Hopefully the converter holds up. About 418 that time. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That last run, 418 wheel horsepower with the locked converter. We're at the limit of safety as far as timing and air fuel goes, so we're calling it quits. So thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. I'm excited to drive this thing. And thank you, Frank, here at Bill's Service Center in Tough Kenneman, PA. And Eric with Ike Automotive. This thing's gonna be badass. I wanna drive it right now. All right, leaving the dyno.
And I'm gonna stomp it.
It's never melted one tire like that before. Oh, I'm excited to get this out on the road, buddy. She's strong now. We gotta get this thing home for Papa John to drive it. He's gotta drive his old truck. He always wanted to supercharge it. I cannot wait for him to drive this thing. First time we gotta merge onto this Mexican highway, and I'm very excited to see how this feels. It's nighttime, we can't see shit, but we do have to feel it. Strong! Wow! What do you think, Cameraman?
It's because I also know this truck from the childhood.
Yeah.
And it's insane to feel it now.
Yeah.
Just like night and day difference.
Yeah, Cameraman and I both rode in the backseat of this thing to swap meets. We know what it used to feel like. That's badass, buddy. Oh my God. This is awesome. I'm so happy right now. Hell yeah. She ain't bad. And that's with 373s and eBay 33s. That's pretty good. We're back at the house. Yes, the grand finale will be Papa John driving his old truck, but he's 20 minutes away, so we're gonna fill in some time and see what Declan and Josh think of it.
I'm excited. From the outside, it moves out.
Dude, for how big it is, with 373s, it moves. Declan and Josh, the mother buffers, thank y'all for making it look so good. I guess not bad for a full-size truck, right?
With 4 people in it.
Dude, if the Titanic was this fast, it would have never sank.
Remembering how slow it was before, and we thought it was kind of quick, like, it is a lot faster.
I mean, this thing's an apartment with wheels.
Yeah.
Like, it's a heavy.
Yeah, everyone keep in mind, this thing is like 7,000 pounds, and it's geared like and it has heavy tires on it. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It runs good.
Just helps so much.
Yeah, it sounds fast too. You have to burn a little rubber for this video. Oh, Ron Burgundy is officially badass. Papa John just got home, and he has to drive this thing because for my entire childhood, you talked about how cool it would be if Ron Burgundy was supercharged.
Finally did it.
And now it's supercharged.
20 years later.
Runs pretty good. So we're gonna go for a rip and see what you think. All right, do it. Woo! What do you think? Pretty good. I like the whoosh whoosh.
And that right there is a success. Ron Burgundy. The truck that I literally grew up in. My dad bought this when I was 4-ish years old, and for my entire childhood, I rode in it to school, to Cub Scouts, family road trips, camping, home projects. It towed my first car noise complaint home. This truck goes way back, and I've been working on it for close to a year now. Really close to a year, and it's incredible to drive it again. I'm really happy we were able to successfully supercharge it. We made some new friends along the way, and I'm really thankful that the truck is back on the road. It feels awesome to drive it, and I miss it a lot. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting this channel, because you guys are the reason I'm able to make these cars cooler than I ever dreamed of. I'm able to supercharge them and dial them in and just have fun. And I'm living a great life, and I'm having a lot of fun with these vehicles that I love very much, and I hope you love them too. So thanks for being here on the Best Damn Automotive Content on YouTube. Check out my Patreon if you want to see some cool stuff that you won't see here. Check out TomsRefurb.shop because I'm about to drop a ton of really, really nice merchandise. And also check out Speedy's equipment if you want your vehicle to sound like mine, because they all sound pretty good. So thank you guys. Thank you to all my friends, Josh, Declan, Aiden, for helping out. And thank you again to Ike Automotive, Bill's Service Center, and everybody along the way that has touched this nightmare of a project, which is not completely done, by the way, so stay tuned. And maybe I'll see you soon. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.